Regarding these terrible events in New Zealand, near Christchurch, terrible shame for all the victims of this, appears to be a lone wolf type attacker, certainly well armed. It's going to undoubtedly change New Zealand's gun laws. However, we must not forget the fact that Christians are in fact the most persecuted group in the world, bar none. If you care to go on to Google Images, you will see many attacks upon churches involving bombs, suicide bombs, in Egypt particularly, in Pakistan. Sometimes there's been 20 odd killed, sometimes there's been over 70 killed, and we must not forget that in this ideology it has never been much to do with peace. It is what you've got to ask yourself is, where did the whole Christian Middle East disappear to? It disappeared because it was conquered. It was conquered by the followers of Muhammad long ago, who swept in on horseback, blitzkrieg style, and they enslaved their children as Muhammad did. Muhammad was a slave dealer and a warlord, and of course, put in Google yourself, church bombing, church suicide attack. You will find numerous attacks in Egypt, the Coptic church, in Pakistan. You know, their churches have been bombed. In Iraq, in Iran. I mean, there's very few Christians left there, of course. And we must not forget that long ago, back in the 6th and 7th century, the Christian church was run from what is now known as Istanbul. It was called Constantinople, and like the rest of the Middle East and Spain, it was conquered by early jihad. Conquered with war. As Winston Churchill said, Islam was born and entirely propagated using the sword. So when these people that have been bombed, turn around and say how persecuted they are and how they're always the victims, they're talking out of their rear, basically, because they have been the ones persecuting the Christians, the Jews, the Coptic Christians. And in Turkey, in 1915, these people, this ideology, did commit genocide and kill 1.5 million Christians, old Christians, put in Armenian genocide. It was the first genocide of the 20th century, and of course it did give Adolf Hitler the idea. And he also got the blitzkrieg idea, which he used to conquer Europe very quickly, using his panzers and his horses and his troops. And this is another idea which Adolf Hitler gained from this ideology. And Adolf Hitler did state that the only leader he ever admired was the prophet, their prophet. Yes, he admired him greatly. It says in his book, Mein Kampf.